Honestly, I think that the hardest part that I'm having to deal with, facing everything, acknowledging everything, remembering things that I didn't remember before. The hardest part is my role in it. That's what I find myself sitting with and struggling with, struggling not to be angry at myself for being blind. I remember this quote that says, forgive the person that you were because she didn't have as much information as you, or they don't have the information you have. So you cannot blame somebody for doing something or behaving in a certain way if they didn't have the full story. But you can definitely have an issue if they refuse to grow once they are given that information. And that's the key thing. It's one thing to say, I didn't know how, I didn't have the tools, I was never taught, I never had the opportunity to learn. Okay, you can say that, but the moment you say that, it becomes your responsibility as an individual to stop being the victim and learn the tools that you finally see you need, right? So if you didn't know that, and that's why you behaved, why don't you take it on and learn it now? Even if you're no longer in a situation where you need those tools, it will help you better understand the situation that you were in, the way that you behaved, and it'll help you to let it go. And that's where I'm at right now, is trying to let it go, trying to understand that I was in a certain place, in a certain time, with certain obligations, and I lived in a world where everything was programmed and I didn't know better. But the journey of unlearning programmed information and then learning things for yourself through the source, that's a healing journey. And that healing journey needs to come hand to hand with the forgiveness of not knowing. And the forgiveness comes and the letting go comes with the act of learning it. So I applaud anybody who takes on that journey, because it's not an easy one. It is a very difficult one. It's a one where you learn to go beyond your ego. You swallow your pride. You become humble. You acknowledge that you're a person that has many, many faults. You need to acknowledge harm that you've caused as an individual. So learn to say I'm sorry, understanding that those words have power. Not just for the individual that hears it, but for the person who says it. Because the problem in this world is that we live in a world where ego rules. What do I get out of it? What is my benefit? Why would I put myself at risk for somebody else? Why do I have to get out of my comfort zone to understand another individual? It's the me part. The me part is destroying this world. It's time to learn how to be in community and own up to our failures. See them as learning lessons, because that's what they are. Learn from mistakes that we've made and don't keep our head buried in the ground, because it's okay to make mistakes. I often view mistakes as blessings, because I know that I'm going to learn something so big from it that it will better my life in the long run.